Hello, welcome to What's Your Price episode 4. I'm Josh Nelson. Hopefully, you know that already. This episode, I sit down with hilarious and funny friends Troy Payton and Zach Johnson. This episode's a lot of fun. One of my favorite things is we talk about embarrassing stories, and the whole episode is pretty good. So I hope you enjoy. Check it out. Thanks a lot. Yes. What's up, guys? I'm here with Troy and Zach, good friends of mine. How you guys doing, man?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, real good.
Gotta love
Troy,
it.
I thought you were gonna do your if I was any better, I'd be God line.
Yeah, no, not today. Today, I just want to be buried.
One of
Call
the
it a
days.
day.
Well, hopefully we can escape. So the podcast is it's called What's Your Price? I'm gonna ask you questions. You guys give me the dollar amount of what it would take to get you guys to do that. But we'll get to that later. I want to right now. We'll just kind of let people get to know you guys. I know you very well. Zach, you and I, what do we meet? Like how many years ago? Probably 10, 15?
Let's see. I started working at Pizzeria Uno with you at the Fashion Valley Mall, I think in 03.
Okay. We don't need exact years. That's
It was February 14th, Valentine's Day. No, yeah. Is that you were working there when I started, right?
Yes, I was a manager. I think at that time, were you still a hostess or a host? Or what were you at that time? Okay.
Yeah.
And then you and I, we moved in together after a while. And we lived together for like 5 or 6, 7 years.
We did. Feels like longer.
It did feel like a long time. And that was in my both of us were like getting binge drunk days. So I probably was the easiest person in the world to live with. But we'll get to that.
I wasn't either. I mean, yeah, we were both blacking out nightly. And, I was thinking, Josh, I had a question for you. What's this called? Would you rather pay money to do something?
What's your price?
Right. So I was thinking about all the roommates that you've lived with, and it came to my realization that every roommate that I think you've had has gone completely bald, including myself. Is that factual? We go down the list. There's me, our boy Brian Steele, Zvonimir Trenton-Jack, the Croatian sensation.
Yeah.
Currently Shawnee T.
Johnny T, yeah.
Brett Chastain lived with us for a little bit, balding.
Wow. Except for the girls. Yes.
I think the cost of living with you is losing your hair.
Hell, man, I just worked with you and I started losing my hair.
Oh my God, dude. What if I'm like, actually the real truth is I put shit in your hair products, dude, all the time.
Right.
Gotcha, bitch.
Or you're somehow stealing
Playing the long
from us
game
to keep your quaff.
So much hair. Okay, and then Troy, you and I met, I want to say it was at Uno's. You were our boss, right? That was when we met?
Miller's, yeah, I had already switched over to Miller's Field, so I came over from Firehouse, started running the bar over there. You were one of the fantastic bartenders that
dude. I don't know about fantastic. I was on my way out, so I definitely wasn't fantastic. It was so and then we all three worked together, and then I don't know, is that when you met Troy also, Zach?
Yeah, I met Troy at Miller's Field.
Yep.
You were gonna come in and fire all of us, I think, and then we interviewed.
Originally, yeah, that was the plan. Is I talked to Soda. I was like, "Look, let's just start fresh. I got a brand new team. I'm coming in from up north. I've lived in San Diego. I've got all the connections. Let me just hire who I want." And he's like, "No, we got some good guys here." And I'm like, "Man, I have to deal with all those issues that are already existing." He's like, "Just meet them." And I remember going in, and everything in my head was, "All right, let's just can all these son of bitches and start fresh." And then I went in and started talking to everybody, and you guys were actually halfway decent human beings.
Oh, that's
go figure.
Funny. Soda liked me, so I know that was the only reason I was around. But I literally worked 2 days. Like I worked from Friday night from like 8 to 6 in the morning. That's how long we had to be there till. And then the next day it was like 3 to 10. So I had the easiest shifts ever. But so I mean, it was time.
Yeah, no, I was definitely I worked a lot there. Let's just say we put a couple hours in.
Yeah.
But when Troy wasn't working, I used to catch him reading the Excel book.
Yeah,
like,
right. Whatever.
Like he
Keep
had the
trying.
book from Microsoft, and he was like,
I ain't gonna lie. I did have that
like
book.
all 1,000 pages. This dude.
So one of the things that I remember from working with you was the pour test, and it was stressful as shit. A lot of people don't know what that is. Explain what a pour test is for people that aren't bartenders. Troy.
So generally speaking, when you make a cocktail, you want proportions to be proper for it to come out right. So people measure using jiggers. Some people free pour, which just means you're pouring directly into the glass. To be able to ensure that you're pouring properly, we test bartenders to see whether or not they have the ability to count in their head and be accurate with what they do. That's a pour test.
Oh, you want a clapper at your house?
What happened, dude? Clap it in.
No, I had to turn off my my office lights. So I'm working on my computer screen lights.
All right, next year I'll get more light budget. Sorry about that, man.
Okay, come on, man, bring it up.
So the pour test, but one thing that we would do, we wouldn't just have to do it. You would make us do it before like almost every shift.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
a lot of us would be buzzed up before the shift, so it wasn't always the easiest thing to do. And I don't think I ever failed it, but I think I was close, and you were definitely lenient on me because I wasn't there enough. Zach, did you ever fail it?
I couldn't hit the test tube, let alone get the pour test.
Yeah, to say you never failed it would probably be a little bit of a misnomer. Probably more, I was just really nice to you because I liked you.
Yeah, oh no, for sure. I don't even know if you counted mine. It was like, oh, whatever, dude.
You're funny, and looks aren't everything. You'll be all right.
And the worst part was, I remember you used to make us do it with both hands, and one would be like this one, like a real bartender.
Yeah, go figure.
Like the guy that would just pour one and then pour the other one and pour the other one, just whatever.
Oh God, half the people here in LA don't have a clue as to what I was doing back then.
Oh, it's so funny. Though. It was a good time.
A little more lenient now.
And then you guys were both at Miller's for how long?
6 years, I think.
I think I finished at 1.5 years, and then I went down and opened up the other couple restaurants.
Where did you? Oh, that was downtown, right?
Yeah, I moved and opened up Analog, and then Searsucker after that.
Okay, and now you guys are both. I know, Troy, you're managing bars and restaurants. They're opening them, really, right?
No, I'm the beverage director for a couple nightclubs, a couple restaurants up here in LA.
Okay, and then Zach.
Yeah, Troy and I worked for Tao Group for a minute. We kind of opened up all that. I was at the Highlight Room, which is like the top of the Dream Hotel, and that was a little wild. And then I got pulled over to open up a nightclub right across the street, and I did that for 2 years. And then right before COVID hit, I got into like staffing, recruiting.
Okay.
So, yeah. I got lucky.
So you guys have seen a lot of drunken debauchery stories. I mean, honestly, when we were at Miller's, it was kind of like at its peak. Like it was, I remember like the first year we were there. I mean, that was the reason I finally stopped, because it was like St. Patty's Day Saturday. And it was like, we had like 4 of the bartenders working, and it was like literally 3 deep around the bar.
Was that with Sebastian? Was Sebastian there?
I think so.
The little person.
Oh yeah. The little person was on the bar.
Leprechaun.
Yep.
I got a funny Sebastian story.
Later, for sure.
Love it.
But I mean, that was it. I remember just being so mad at people that I would look at somebody, I'd be like, what do you want to drink? And I'd be like, too fucking slow. What do you want? And that's when I was like, I got to get out of this business, dude. I hate everybody. Like it's not working for me anymore. But, and then Zach was always known as the slowest at Miller, which is
Slack.
We called him
Slack. And then he comes up to LA. He's one of the best bartenders up here.
Yeah.
So ironic.
Well, Josh, I was getting my goal was not to pour the most drinks. I was talking to girls, which I know you're still not very good at, but I could give you, I could, you know.
I know. That's why I'm going to open up a bar.
I'll tell you a funny Sebastian story, though, real quick.
Okay.
So Sebastian was the little person that would come for our St. Patty's Day parties, and he would, I think other parties as well, and he would dress up like a leprechaun and run around the bar and do like the Tijuana pour thing in all the girls' mouths. And so we're shit-faced, and it's like, and he's like an older gentleman, and I'm like barely 21. He's like 40 something. And he runs around the bar and he runs to my side and he's like, Zach, help me down. And I was like, all right, cool. And we had a dishwasher right there. And I reached my hand out and I thought he was going to grab my hand and step on a dishwasher and jump down. But he fucking spider monkeyed me and jumped onto me, and he's heavy as shit. And I just I froze. So I have an adult male in my arms, like a 45-year-old 100-pound dude. I'm just holding like a child, and freaked me out. And he just started laughing wildly, and then I let him down. And I think he drank a bunch of Rumplemans. But
yeah, he had something about he didn't drink prior to on jobs, and we had gotten him to drink. The first year he didn't, but every year thereafter we ended up getting him wasted, or at least a couple drinks into him.
That's great. The other thing I remember, Miller's, we were the first people to it was just whatever bar. It was just chaos. One of the dude would blow fire and shit. I remember being in the bar just blowing fire, and the TVs were right there, and we're just what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing?
Yep.
And I also remember at the beginning it was $2.50 for calls, and then you could get 2 for 1. So it was we were giving out 2 drinks for $2.50, dude. What the fuck?
We would drop the prices so much to do happy hours that we did a $1 power hour one summer that lasted 4 days, because day 1 it was fucking slammed. Day 2, we had a homeless guy come in who saw the sign and smashed the grossest dollar I've ever seen on the bar. He's like, I get a well shot for $1. This is fucking rad. And he stayed there for 6 hours, of course. And then the next day there was 6 homeless dudes in there partying and watching the game, all with disgusting dollars. And then day 3 or 4, whatever it was 15 homeless dudes in there, throwing coins on the bar. I was like, Ray, I don't know about this promo, dude.
I had one day I was bartending at Miller's, and a homeless guy walked in with a bottle of wine and asked me to open it. And I was like, dude, I can't open your bottle of wine. And he's like, all right, fine. And he took it and he just fucking broke it on the bar top.
Yes.
I was like, I really wish I just would have opened
that.
Charge him a corking fee.
Oh man. Was that one of the craziest places you worked, guys?
Yeah, Miller's was the craziest. I mean, in LA, I worked at the Roosevelt Hotel by the pool for also 5 years. And that was pretty fucking wild, because we had all kinds of parties. We had crazy movie premiere parties, Game of Thrones parties, where they'd rent out the whole place. We had BET parties. We had everything in between. We had SWAT come in and bust strippers all the time. We had you name it. We had porn star parties. We had swingers parties. Maxim, Playboy, everything. That was crazy for different reasons. And I remember there was one point where I was sitting at the bar, and I was bartending, and sitting at the bar was Dennis Rodman, prostitute, sultan from Saudi Arabia, and then some dude that was staying for the Dr. Phil show that had a growth on his neck that was there for a weird growth fucking show. And it was just I was this is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. And that was often. So yeah, that was the Roosevelt was pretty fucking wild too.
How about you, Troy? Miller's wasn't the craziest place you've worked, right?
No, I mean, so Soda, who brought me into Miller's, the bar that he opened up in North County.
Boardwalk something.
No, it's called the Boulevard.
The Boulevard. I spent many nights at the Boulevard.
It definitely, undoubtedly, took a couple years off my life. It was a boys' club. We had owners that were just a couple years older than us. So they all grew up in this town. I ended up moving up there to work as a bartender for Rob. 90% of all these people knew each other, grew up in the same town, and I was just the new black kid from San Diego. And we had way too much fun. If it wasn't, it was a music house. There was several different bars and patios. So if it wasn't Digital Underground coming through to play and us going back and partying with Shock G and him and I almost getting into a fucking fight in Soda's living room, that was hands down. There's nothing like it. And there's not even a movie I could possibly compare the life of the Boulevard to. So by the time I got to Miller's Field, it was like a watered down version of, all right, we should probably start paying attention. This is not our friend's bar, and let's pay, let's just poor test people, stuff like that.
Yeah. Time to grow up, kind of.
Very
kind of.
Sure.
So you just said something, you said new guy to San Diego. So where are you from, or where were you?
Now, I was born, raised San Diego, but when I went up North County to work in this little bar, like I said, it was just such a small town and everybody knew each other that I was just I was a new kid.
Yeah. San Marcos is small. And that was like one of the only bars really then that was kind of
when we opened up, we actually ended up shutting down, I think, 3 other locations in town just because everybody would come to ours. So it changed the entire nightlife scene in San Marcos.
What stopped the Boulevard? Was it like did it just kind of fizzle out and get a bad crowd, or was there like one night where it just went full shit show?
I think it was a bunch of those one nights that went full shit show that ended up just one thing after another. It was probably best that place ended up closing. I ended up leaving to go open, or actually I ended up leaving there to go open up the Firehouse right before I opened up Miller's Field.
That's right. You were at the Firehouse for a while before.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then Zach, I know you're from Seattle. How did you get out to California?
I got out to California. I graduated in 2000. I know you don't like years, but I was like screwing around, going to community colleges and partying a bunch. And my brother was going to San Diego State. And he's like, hey, I think you should come down and visit me. I think you'd like San Diego. And I remember I went down and I stayed at that little Mission Bay Inn with my parents, and I snuck out and smoked a cigarette, and I saw all these girls at the open bar at 8 p.m. in bikinis. And I was like, I think I packed my shit the next day, and I was like, I think I'm moving to San Diego.
And so, then, did you just get a job at a restaurant first, or what?
Yeah, I just took my resume everywhere, and I started working in restaurants when I was like 14 at my parents' pizza shop. And I got a job at a little place in OB, and a Greek place, and the guy hated me because his wife hired me, and we were like, I think she was like a little flirty, and he's like, I only want women here. And so he just had it out for me, so I got fired, and then I went to the mall and got the Uno's gig. And then
that was your second gig?
Yeah, and then went to UCSD for screenwriting. And
I mean, at Uno's, we didn't really have high standards for hosts, so it wasn't that.
Fuck you, man. That was a hell of a host. You know what's funny?
Let's be honest. You did host your first whatever, right?
You know what was humiliating beyond the fact that I was hosting is that I walked in. Whenever I went job hunting, I wore a shirt and tie because my dad that was his thing. He's like, I'll hire anyone that comes into my restaurant looking for a job if he's wearing a tie. And so I went in and I had, I'll never forget, I had olive slacks and a khaki shirt and a tie. And I walked in, and Chuck, if you remember the manager, the super nerdy guy with glasses, was wearing the identical fucking outfit I was. And Lonnie walked up to us, you remember Lonnie Walba, and just laughed her fucking ass off at the two of us. And he goes, well, I guess I got to hire you. And that was it.
I just think, and the only reason I bring up a host because like that was something that would happen back then. Like you'll never see a 20-year-old dude host at a restaurant anymore. It's just it's kind of funny.
Sure.
But you weren't hosting long. It was then you were bussing.
It was like a few months, and then I was bussing and bar backing, and then that was like 6 months, and I was waiting tables, and then as soon as the day I hit 21, I was bartending.
Gotcha. Company started losing money that day.
Yep.
So, And then the only thing I think is funny about Miller's, which you guys don't know, is I was managing at that Uno's before it was Miller's.
Right.
I would literally sit in there till 12 o'clock at night every night, and one customer would come in from 10 p.m. to midnight. And it was, I would send everybody home except for, it would just be me. And I would have to stay there and close it down at 1. It would me and the cook. And it's just like, what the hell? And then it was Miller's. It was just slam packed. So it was funny to see that.
Flip the script for real.
I was like, oh, this
well,
is.
we weren't doing well as Miller's until Troy came along with Soda and Ray. And, you know, it was tough because it was hard to break into Pacific Beach because everything was such a staple. And so these guys had the brilliant alcoholic idea to make us do company funded bar crawls on every Tuesday afternoon. So we took the whole staff and we
Turtle Master
every bar in Pacific Beach, and they bought shots for us at, I think you guys bought for the first 2 bars, and then we were on our own. And then we were just, you know.
Yeah, I was able to I basically got Soda and oh gosh, what was the owner? Miller.
Glenn.
Glenn, thank you. I got Soda and Glenn to pitch in money each week so that I could buy as many rounds. And that thing just turned into a snowball each week. We'd start with our little staff, hit up all the different bars that I knew people at. Next thing you know, by the time it was over, there was, 2 people having sex in the back, 2 people puking, 3 people gone, and 30 other people with us. Like that was definitely a great start to building a little bit of momentum.
And it was smart because I don't know who all did that back then, but like a bartender loves when people come in to see him, and then they also repay the favor. So that's what people were doing. And then we had
that was my goal.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It worked out good.
Yeah, we started getting packed with all the local bartenders because they're like, these kids are fucking out of control. We got to go see them at Miller's. And then, once the bartenders start coming and the waitresses start coming, once the waitresses start coming and the locals start coming and then tourists start coming.
Yeah. Blew up.
And you got fucking turtle races and mechanical bulls and all kinds of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, me passing out, standing up in the attic. Who knows?
What would you guys
typical Sunday?
What would you guys say is the biggest, I'll start with you, Troy, the biggest difference in bartending now than back then 15, 20 years ago? Was that 15 years ago or 10 years ago?
Well, I'll tell you the biggest. Go ahead, Troy.
I was just saying, I'd say that as I continued to get older and the places that I was working at became a little more, I don't want to use the word mature, just higher level.
Yeah.
The amount that I drank, the longer I worked, the less I drank. So when I started bartending, it was balls to the wall. We were sometimes more drunk than the people that were coming into the bar. So by the time I got to
with Miller, usually, if we're including Eddie, then always.
So by the time I finished up with Miller's, I started working at places that I wasn't drinking. So I would say that the biggest thing for me would just be how much alcohol I was consuming, wet bars versus dry bars. That made the biggest impact, because when you're able to drink behind the bar versus working for a corporate company or whatever where they're a dry bar, it just changes that. Let me grease the wheels right before I get started, and now you're almost on that same level of people. You can deal with the bullshit a little bit easier, whereas as I continue bartending, it just that didn't happen as much.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things too, is as you get older, you just kind of like you just get sick of people and you tolerate less. So that's when you're buzzed up, you're kind of like, you're looser, so you're like, all right, I can deal with it. But when you're sober and you're dealing with drunk people, you're just like, I fucking hate these people. At least that's how it was for me. I don't know. For sure.
Depended on the day, but yeah.
How about you, Zach? What do you think the biggest difference is?
Well, speaking of tolerating people sober, are we allowed to drink on your podcast?
Yeah, of course. Just make sure it's White Claw.
Oh, I get the...
Yeah. Do whatever you want.
I got Blue Mountains for you.
I don't have no sponsors or anything yet, so do whatever you want, man.
Yeah, I agree with Troy. I mean, it's the older you get, just in general, kind of the bars, I think, kind of become less fun. and you kind of start drinking less. So it does get a little more difficult to deal with people, you know. But the funny thing is the big difference between San Diego and LA, because in San Diego, like everybody wants to be a bartender, you know, it's like a farm club, and bartenders are like the coolest people. And then you come to LA and you just get treated like fucking shit. Like you're the help. Nobody respects you. Everyone's there to, yeah, all the girls are there to, you know, bang celebrities or rich dudes. And none of the people that work there like want to be bartenders. It's all, you know, they're trying to be actors, they're trying to be dancers, singers, whatever else they're gonna probably fail at.
Right.
And so yeah, it's like a whole different vibe.
That's like
San Diego and LA are two completely different worlds. As close as they are on the planet, they couldn't be farther apart.
Right. That's a good slogan for a bar. Hey, we want to be bartenders. Like, just we're here. We love this. I think
just being able to go and get the Mexican food afterwards, that one single thing alone is worth moving back to San Diego for.
Yeah, dude.
Every time we would send
Christy
get burritos. She sucked at closing, so we'd send her to get everybody burritos, and then she'd fuck up our orders anyway. So
yeah, and she's the only person on the planet that took an hour and a half to get burritos because she didn't want to fucking clean a goddamn thing.
She didn't want to clean, but she still had one of my favorite stories in Miller's, and it was a busy Sunday morning, football obviously on every single screen, and we had just, I think, like 2 or 3 days earlier, we had all gone out, gotten wasted, and just bullshitting about one thing or another. And this guy comes in, and he's like, "Can you put NASCAR up on one of the TVs?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, like, you know, it's football Sunday." And he's like, "But this is a big race." She's like, I get that, but we only have so many channels." And basically, the guy just started becoming more and more of an asshole about it. And finally, he's just like, "Fine. Where can I go to watch a race?" She's like, "Just go outside and turn left." I was like, "All right, you're good." That's a good one.
That's good. Yeah, because when we started, we're like one of the main sports bars, and we had every TV, and we'd put on every game, but we only had so many channels, so it was like a nightmare. And people would like want to fight to get their game on. It was, I mean,
we were really the only sports bar. There wasn't really a sports bar. Yeah, Moondoggies went down, and we were the only one.
That's true. My biggest thing that I realized with bartenders is I feel like even in San Diego, their attitudes are a little like, I remember when we were pouring drinks, like people would come up and be like, I'll take a buttery nipple, a Washington apple, I'll take 3 of these Surfer on Acids, and you would make like 6 different shots.
Yeah.
And now I couldn't even imagine asking a bartender to make me fucking 5 or 6 different shots. They would be like, no way. There's nothing. Sorry, we have Jameson. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
And but also, it would take time. You'd be like, "Well, I'm gonna be back in a while, dude."
Yeah.
While we're at it, what is one of your biggest pet peeves that customers do when your Troy disappeared? Hopefully he comes back.
I lost Troy. There he is.
What do we do? What biggest pet peeves that customers do to you guys when you're bartending?
Oh,
I mean, there's the snapping or the knocking. Those right off the bat shoot to the top of the nerve.
Yeah.
String ordering one, I assume?
Nah, I don't mind that. It's like that happens. You can't expect. I don't like snobby bartenders that expect everybody to know all the,
the here's and there's,
and it's like not everyone's a fucking alcoholic like we are or we're in our 20s. So, I don't get mad at that. But yeah, the snap. If I get snapped at, I fucking snap. And that pisses me off. It happens a lot in LA too.
Wow.
And then I get another thing I really fucking pisses me off. It's usually young guys that are like trying to flex for a chick, but they'll pull the they'll pay for the drink, they'll put the money down, and then when the girl turns, they'll fucking snatch their tip back up. That I love calling them out in front of their chick.
Hey man, did you mean to take your tip?
Yeah. You said it there, and then you took it back.
You took it when she looked away. I didn't know if that was real, what was going on.
Yeah.
Speaking of tips, do you guys remember when we were doing the cheap drinks at Miller's and we'd get like 25-cent tips and shit?
Sure.
And I remember
yeah.
somebody like took the quarters and threw them at one of the customers one time walking out the door.
That sounds like a Sierra move.
Yeah, that would have been a Sierra. I know that it happened to me at Firehouse, and the person put a bunch of change on the bar and started walking away, and I just swiped it off the bar. You just heard a bunch of change just litter around his feet.
Too funny.
Yeah, I often did I think you need that more than me. And
Yeah, I just
$1 back.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Just dig it into them.
Mm-hmm.
What is okay, so that's do you guys have, what's your worst customer? You guys have anything like that where this is like the worst thing you've ever dealt with?
Man, I mean, sometimes when your friends come in, that's the fucking worst. Because they'll snap at you and fuck with you, and like, you know, you'll be like, they love it because they're having a great time, and they know the bartender, they know the security guys, they think they're fucking hot shit, and you know, you're 3-4 people deep, and it's your fucking job, and it doesn't look like a job all the time. Be like, Zach, dude, fucking Zach. And then it got to a point where every human being in fucking Pacific Beach knew your goddamn name.
Yeah.
So like anytime you're doing anything, it's just like a fucking cicadas.
I'm so guilty of that. I'm so nice to the people if I don't know you bartending, but if I know you, like, people don't like me. Like, I remember when Zach would be in the weeds, and I would just yell, "He's in the weeds!" And then I also would yell, I would call him the DMV. I'd be like, "Zach, the DMV." I'd be like, "G45, your drink is finally ready." He wanted to kill me, man.
Actually, that joke was pretty good.
You mean he landed one?
Yeah, that's maybe your only good joke.
How about you, Troy? Anything worse customers?
Man,
kind of a hard one. I know.
Yeah, it is. It's a tough one just simply because right now I don't bartend, so I don't have that as fresh in the mind. I mean, we pretty much nailed the ones that suck. So
I'll never forget the chick at Pizzeria Uno's. This lady, you get to a point where you just put 3 creamers by the coffee because you don't want to come back there. And this gal put 3 in, comes by, goes, "Hey, I need more creamer." 2 more I gave her. She flagged me down again. I think there was a snap involved. 2 more creamers. 4th time I come around, she complained that the coffee was too cold. And I think I fucking lost my shit.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's kind of stuff that drives you nuts.
I mean, just being in customer service when anybody is always right and they actually take that mentality as the customer, like the customer is always right, that would probably be up there with the worst, is those people that anything that you do is wrong. I need to talk to the manager, blah, blah, blah. The
Karens.
The Karens. I'll never forget, somebody called me up. They were saying that one of the guests upstairs had an issue with Jeff, and they let me know that it was a black guy that was calling him racist. So
Jeff is the nicest guy to ever play.
Literally one of the nicest guys. So I just remember walking up to the top of the stairs, and as I turn left and I see him looking at the bar, and then he sees the bartender see me. So as he turns around and notices that it's me, you could literally see it in his face, just like, fuck.
Yeah.
So Jeff did a little bit of flair where people would throw it, but we had Jake who would do it.
Jake Mojo Machete.
Yeah, and he was amazing at it. But it would just be like, you'd be like, "Dude, just
make my drink.
Give me the Coors Light, bro. I don't fucking care anymore. Like, just give me the Coors Light." So managing, Zach, have you ever managed or no?
Yeah. I managed this nightclub.
Okay.
In Hollywood, yeah.
So managing, I kind of had one of those worst customer moments when I was at Uno's. I was managing, and some girl ordered the sampler platter, and she said she only ate the wings, so she wanted to only pay for the wings, and she wanted me to take everything else off the bill.
We got that a lot there.
I was just like,
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Worst.
Yeah.
The worst. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Managing any customers? If not, I mean, it's kind of the same as the bartending. You can think of anything.
Ish. I actually just thought of one. I lost my train of thought. Shit.
All right. Well, if it comes back to you.
Anyways, if it comes back to me, I'll...
have either of you guys had to fire anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. We caught somebody. We caught someone stealing. And I actually at the spot that I'm managing, we used an old Miller's field trick, and I don't know who came up with this, but it's brilliant. So we saw them pocketing money out of the tip jar, which really extra pisses me off, because it's like, it's one thing to steal from the company and you should get fired from that, but when you're also stealing from your coworkers, it's like a triple go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And so what we had somebody do at Miller's, and I also did it at my club, was we had a random customer sign a $20 bill and ask for change. And they put the bill in the tip jar, and then they take the change out and they give it back to the person. And then we go check the tip jar, and if the signed 20 is in there, they're cool. But if the signed 20 is not in there, then we know they're stealing.
Oh.
So a sketchy person will take the 20, fake that they're making change, pocket the 20, give the change back.
That's smart.
That worked at Miller's, and it worked at my nightclub. Yeah, caught him red fucking handed.
Oh, that's
hate thieves.
Fulfilling when you catch them.
Yeah, that was good.
What any stupid reasons you had to fire anybody? Either one of you? I'll give you my story while you guys think.
I had to fire one of our. Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, while you guys think, I didn't fire him, but when I was a manager, Alex, I should have fired Alex Ioannidis. He one time came in, he was a server, and he came in an hour and a half late for a shift.
I remember this. I was working this shift.
And which normally you're like, whatever. But he came in. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I think somebody just won a game or something. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this and then. So the story so Alex, he was a guy that I worked with that I should have fired him, but I didn't because I was a 26-year-old manager and he was a buddy of mine. He shows up an hour and a half late for the shift, and we are all like scrambling around. We're busy, and this motherfucker comes in his golf gear with his golf bag, brings it in and sets his clubs right by the office and starts changing into his outfit, like right there. And I literally looked at him. I go, "Are you fucking serious?" He's like, "What, dude? Golf? Like we were way backed up." And I just sent him home. And he was so mad at me for sending him home for like a week.
I think his shirt was like in his golf bag too, so it came out all fucking.
Yeah, it was all jacked up. Everything about him, like anybody else, he would have been like fired in a second, like just like that. And he was like all mad at me, and I'm just like, "You're such an idiot." So I was wondering if you guys had any like idiot stories like that.
I mean, I was the idiot once.
Okay, what did you do?
So it was actually Soda had to fire me. So the way that it worked was I had basically given my 2-week, I was training at the firehouse. So this was in that period of time that I was still training and I was getting ready to leave working up at North County. So we had a training shift. Afterwards, we all go over to Moondoggies, start taking shots. Let's just say I made some really bad decisions that day and decided that, I have to work tonight. I've got to drive to work. So I'm in PB. I have to drive all the way to North County. I had a brand new car, maybe 2 months old, maybe 2 months, 2 months old. And I'm driving from PB. I do not actually remember leaving PB, but I do remember when the cop pulled me over, and he comes up to the window and, asks if I've been drinking. No, I'm just really tired. Went from one job. I'm on my way to the next one. And he's like, "Well, do you know why I pulled you over?" And I'm like, "No, actually I don't." He's like, "We got a call you were going too slow."
Oh, wow.
So he's like, "Go ahead and get out of the car." So I'm sitting there, brand new car. I'm sitting in front of it. I'm in a ritzy area. And the route that I took was as if I was going to my bank job, which is in between the two. So I'm way off track. Like there's no reason why I should be on the street that I'm on to get to where I'm going. Cop pulls me over, sits me on the sidewalk, does the whole little thing. As this takes place, 5 other cop cars pull up behind me. So I'm sitting there.
Jeez.
Cop comes over, and I start chuckling while I'm sitting on the ground in front of my car. And you could tell he wasn't that happy about me laughing. And he's like, what, do you think this is funny? Like, what are you laughing about? I'm like, sir, I'm just a black man driving a brand new car, and I've got 5 cop cars parked behind me because I was driving too slow.
Yeah.
And he just looked at me, and he kind of had that chuckle inside, but he didn't laugh. And he looks at me, he's like, if you don't put your blinker on when you go back out, I'm going to pull you over for a DUI and take you to jail. And I'm like, thank you, sir. Get in my car, turn on the blinker,
Nice.
take off, right? I get into work, I'm now late. And Soda, I guess somebody had driven by while I was being pulled over. So Soda had heard the story of me being on the side of the road, figuring I wasn't going to make it in. So when I finally showed up, he's like, I heard you got pulled over. I kind of tell him the story. He's like, well, you can't work, you're drunk. I'm like, the cops just let me go. He's like,
it was a DWB, dude.
He's like, touche.
Yeah, man. If I get past the cops, I'm good at work. Dude. Oh, so you lucked out, man.
Oh, you have no idea. Yeah, that was. I mean, it was the daytime. It was 6 o'clock in the afternoon. I was driving up from a day training shift at a firehouse.
Oh, that's
I got lucky.
Yeah,
but,
lucky. Zach, you ever been fired?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, I haven't been fired a ton. I worked at most places for a pretty long time and just transferred. Trying to think of a good firing story. When I left Seattle, my dad opened a burger shop, and I had 3 of my buddies who were going to the University of Washington work for him. And I told all of them, they're all, fuck up, stoner, drunk dudes, but they're great guys. And I was like, hey, if you guys work for my dad, I know it's, my dad, you grew up with him, whatever, but, don't fuck off, like he takes the shit seriously. It's his business and whatever. And I think my dad had to fire all 3 of them within like 2 months for showing up high or not at all.
Oh,
like motherfuckers.
When you're that young, you're so stupid. Like this is something that I did. I was working at a pizza place, Little Caesars. I was playing football, and my coach got me the job. And I had 4 pizzas one day, and I delivered the first one, and I got stiffed. So I just fucking went home and didn't deliver the other 3 pizzas. And
you got fired for that?
yeah, they're like, dude, we got to let you go. Like, you just left with 3 pizzas. You didn't even return. Like, I got stiff. Like, 3 pizzas home. I just like, fuck it. I'm done. I'm done with this job. So bad. So stupid, but you're in your 20s. You don't know. You don't think. So.
I had a ton of friends work at fast food places that were just fuck ups. Our buddy Hyuk, who also was fired from my dad's place, used to get so fucking stoned, and he worked at Arby's. we used to go. He's a Korean dude that kind of learned English by watching South Park, so he kind of talks like Cartman. And you go, guys, come by anytime. I can hook you up with free Arby's. We're like, all right, cool. So we used to drive through all the time, stoned as fuck, and get Arby's. And sometimes we'd pull up to the first intercom thing, and we'd be like, hello? And there'd be no answer. And we'd be like, Hyuk, are you there? Is that you? No answer. We'd pull up to the window, and he'd be passed out. No. We'd like have
drive through guy.
Head. Yeah, we'd have to like hit him in the head. Like, dude, what the fuck, man? He's like, sorry, bro. Tell us slow. I'm just fucking tired and stoned.
You're like, I thought we were supposed to be the drunk ones.
Yeah,
that's too funny.
Yeah.
I got a couple more things, and then we'll get started. Just because we don't time or whatever. What we're gonna do is how much is gonna take like 30 minutes. Do you guys have what's the most embarrassing like story, anything embarrassing that's happened to you that you're like, this is kind of funny, I'll talk about it? If not, we can move on. I don't know. You got one?
Let me think.
Or
I'll tell you the
either one.
What's that? I'll tell you the most embarrassing story that didn't happen to me, but I was working for it, that happened at Miller's Field, and it's the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard in my life. And you guys might have heard this, but our Sunday afternoons were a complete shit show. Like, everyone was still drunk from the night before, if not, on ecstasy or blow or whatever else, and, keeping it rolling. And so one day I was working the deck, which was open. It was only smoking area. And there was a group that was at one of the tables, and one of the gals had a short skirt, and she was smoking a cigarette, and she was clearly still trashed from the night before. And I don't know if you guys remember those bathrooms up there, but they were like a push bathroom, and you could deadbolt them on the inside, and they were whatever, unisex. And this gal was smoking a cigarette, shit-faced, and thought, I guess she could sneak a fart out, and she ended up sharting herself and froze and freaked the fuck out and beelined it for the bathroom and went to slam it open, but it was locked. And so she hit it and hit her head and knocked herself out cold.
And she shit herself.
So she's flopped on the ground, covered in shit, white skirt, and a trail of crap all the way back to her friends. And the rumor is that she moved out of Pacific Beach the next day. I never saw her again.
She probably left the country.
She might have.
She should have, dude. That's terrible.
That's horrible. Oh, that is pretty bad. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's the most embarrassing thing I've ever heard.
Pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
Troy, you got anything? I don't know how we'll talk that. You got any embarrassing stories?
I cannot think of a thing after that.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, yeah. Shit stories pretty much take all.
Yeah, shit stories rule.
I have one it's my most embarrassing story. I slept walk into my girlfriend's parents' bedroom naked.
Mm-hmm.
That is my most embarrassing story. It was a good one. Yeah.
Crawl into bed or just
I
stand
started to, and then the dad woke up. He's like, "Whoa, bud, wrong bed." It was the first time I ever stayed there. I met him. I was in college. Her and I were drinking. We hooked up, which I can't even believe we did anyway. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and instead of turning back left to go, I went right into their room, started crawling in bed, and the dad was like, "Whoa." And I woke up the next morning, and I thought it was a dream. So I was like, but I was still like, "We need to get out of here." And she's like, what are you talking about? What did you do? And I was like, "Oh, that's ridiculous." That's literally my most embarrassing. Now I don't care. It'd be more embarrassing if I was still with the girl and I had to see the parents all the time. But
Sure.
That was a pretty good one. So now I sleep with bells on.
Good.
Those are some good stories. I want to start with what's your price? This is basically, I'm going to ask you guys questions and you tell me what would be the amount that you would have to get to do it. You can ask questions also, but I want you to write down just what you have so you don't influence each other's things. So the first question is, how much would it take for you guys to get in the ring with Mike Tyson?
Okay, do you have to get hit by Mike Tyson? Do you have to?
Okay.
Is there a time?
So it's a round because that's probably all it would last, and you have to try to throw one punch at Mike just to make sure you can't run around and dodge it and just not do anything.
Can I throw a punch and then dive out of the ring?
Yeah, I mean you have to stay in to the ring. Yeah, I mean you can't just dive out of the ring. No.
Oh, all right. So you're gonna get hit by Mike Tyson, is what we're talking.
Basically, what? Yeah.
You're gonna get knocked out. How much would it take?
I could fucking take that, dude. Whatever. $20. No, you're paying what's the price of brain damage? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Basic.
Do you get to party with Mike Tyson afterwards in the mansion with the lions and stuff?
For sure. In your wheelchair, you definitely get to party with him.
Yeah. All right, I'm in.
What was your price, Troy?
I put $50,000.
$50K.
I'm not the rest of my life.
I have $5 million. That's the price of my brain. You're fucking worthless. You don't value your life, bro.
That's why I wanted you to write it down. Holy shit. We have $5 million and we have $50K. So the goal is obviously in the future is to have a bunch of fans, and we would raise $50K for you to get in the ring with Mike Tyson.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna regret that price point.
Oh my God. So last week a couple guys said 100K. So 50K, dude, is the winner. So you're winning so far.
Awesome.
You say that.
In that 50K, would that include your medical bills, or do you want those to get covered also?
Yeah, do I have health insurance? That's the other factor.
Yeah, I've got pretty good health insurance. I'm good.
Okay. Oh, that's good. 50K. All right, here's the second question. How much would it take for you to post on your Facebook tomorrow, Trump 2020, and then just leave it alone for 24 hours? You couldn't explain why you did it. You couldn't say nothing. You just have to leave it for 24 hours.
Can't take it back. Can you take it back after 24
Yeah,
hours?
That,
24 hours, yes, you could be like, hey guys, I was kidding. But it would be up there on your Facebook for 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not asking who you guys are voting for. This isn't that question.
right. Well, we might have to actually do this, huh?
So what do you got, Zach? How about you, Troy?
that's a tough one.
I do it for $100. Troy's black. It's different.
Because like it's no big deal. Like there's no skin off my back if it happens. That's why $100 it wouldn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think people would know that we were fucking with them.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, people might know you were fucking with them. For me, it would be a lot more money just because of the repercussions of fucking having to deal with people. That would, of people saying stuff. So that's why it's an interesting question. So $100. Okay, Zach, I'm gonna pay you $100 to do it tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'm in.
All of a sudden now you're like fucking $200.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. How much would you have to get paid to go streaking at a game? This is when there was fans, not now. We're talking in a stadium with fans to go streaking naked.
Now, is this above and beyond the legal fees?
You could incorporate that into your costs, yeah. I don't know. What do you get arrested if you do that for a day?
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Zach, what do you got?
I got 20K.
20K to go streaking.
Yeah.
How about you, Troy?
I put 10.
10. Okay.
10K. God damn it, Zach.
Do I get a couple weeks to lose my COVID 10?
Yeah.
So
For
sexy?
sure. And there's video of you guys, and it's on the internet forever.
Yeah. 20K, dude.
That's good, man. I like that one.
Do I get can I wear like a penis extender so I look fucking
Yeah, dude. You
hung?
can, for sure. Until you grip on it. It would be
All right, $500.
Okay, same question. How much to do it in just like a speed up?
Same for me. That's not really the factor. I'm worried about the arresting and the getting clipped by some fucking giant ass security guy.
Fucking elbowed.
Blindsided.
All right. That's a good one. Okay, how much, this next one, how much to go silent for a month? You wouldn't be allowed to say one word or you lose the money.
My God, my tantric yoga friends did that and paid people for it.
So wait, so if work, this would have to pay for me being out of work type thing?
I guess so. Either that or you'd have to be mute, you'd have to do like sign language or something or write things down. Just silent for a month. You couldn't say a word. For me, I don't even know if I could do it, but
I'd crack.
Amount for me that I would go, okay, I got to do it.
Yeah.
I'd pay money for certain people in my life to be silent.
That would be a good thing if you could do that. You're like, hey, I'm going to pay you this amount. Be silent. Don't.
So let me get this straight. Is how much would I take to do it? Is there any kind of ramification if I don't, if I lose?
I know you. If you're going to do it for 10 grand, you have to make it the whole month to get the money. If you don't make it, if you just say a word, you don't get the money. So you don't have to pay money.
Okay. So there's no negative for losing.
No. Now that you're saying there should be like, you have to pay me that amount.
Going 107K, Josh.
107,000 to be silent for a month.
Yeah, that's what I get paid monthly anyway. So,
Yeah.
I was gonna say 8K,
How much you say?
88K.
88K. Those are very interesting random amounts.
yeah, we both got sick of the round numbers there, Troy. Eh?
Yeah, I just used my football number, and
So if I had 10,000 cash and I said you guys couldn't say a word for a month, you guys wouldn't fucking do it?
How much?
10,000
me,
cash.
Yeah,
me,
I'd do that. I'd do it. Yeah, I'd do it.
for me, I couldn't get a job, so I wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be worth it.
That's true. All right, next one. You guys are both very familiar with this. Take a bar mat shot. At
Oh, God, I've seen it so many times. Am I sober? Can I get drunk before I do this?
No, it's your first shot of the day.
Oh, see, that's
Okay, which bar?
Old Miller's Field.
fucking Troy. Troy's like, if it's my bar, that bar mat would be immaculate.
There's no bar mat. We don't spill. We use jiggers.
Yeah.
We're perfect.
I've
Miller's
seen
Field after a busy night.
Miller's Field 2007. Ugh.
For those who don't know, a bar mat shot is all the stuff that gets spilled and poured into the mat. Then you put that in a shot glass, and these guys would take it for how much money?
I put 1,000.
$1,000.
I'll go 500.
See, I think
That was my. When I decided to speak, I said 1,000 is gonna have to make it work.
But you got AIDS after that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're walking away with syphilis.
I think I could do it for like $250. If somebody offered me $250, I could do it.
Yeah.
It really
I've
would.
seen a million people do it, and I don't see them the next day, but
Yeah, it really.
So gross, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna.
especially on like a St. Patty's Day when like it's all curdled with Baileys and shit.
Ah, come on, man. Why are you picking the worst day ever?
Just saying, it's a
Yeah.
factor.
Okay, here we go. Next one. How much to run a marathon?
Ugh.
Hmm.
Same as getting punched as by Mike Tyson.
And I'm talking this weekend. You'd have to do it this
Oh,
week.
this week, untrained.
Untrained.
You got to
Untrained.
finish it.
What's up?
You got to finish it
You got
in
to
a certain
finish.
amount of time.
No, not an amount of time. You just have to finish it. You could walk it, but it's still 26 and a half miles.
God damn, that's a lot of miles. Am I naked? Is this a combo streaking?
Freaking naked, running from Mike Tyson. What do you got, Troy?
It's tough. I haven't written it down yet because I've always wanted to do one, but I would have to prep for it.
See, the thing is, you're gonna be fucked up for like a month or two. You're gonna pull some shit. You're gonna fucking turn an ankle.
Yeah.
You're gonna,
Guys, I'm not asking you easy shit like how much to get soup from Soup Plantation.
I don't know why you're yelling. First of all, I don't know why this got aggressive.
It's supposed to be tough.
I'm going 10K.
How much to order Pizza Hut from Pizza Hut? Like, come on.
Well,
I don't
Gonna
like
say-
it.
grand,
You 10K to do a marathon, and you said 100?
but $5,000.
$5,000. Fucking try.
I'd do it for $5,000.
Yeah, I think if you had $5,000 cash, and I was like, here you go, marathon. I don't think anybody says no.
No,
I'd
No.
probably do it for less.
no, don't be.
My guests last week both said no, Bijan and Jesse, because they're bigger dudes, and they're like, we wouldn't finish it, so we're not doing it. Okay, next question. How much to get hit by a major league pitcher fastball?
Oh fuck. Anywhere, or I'm wearing a helmet. Is it shoulder, ribs, wherever?
You're
You
a
don't know?
batter, you're wearing a helmet, you're standing in there, you don't know where he's going to hit you. Not head.
Is it Nolan Ryan or Jamie Moyer?
It's Randy Johnson.
Oh, damn, dude. The Seagull Killer?
Yeah, that just entered into this similar round as Tyson.
Damn, dude. Yeah, Randy Johnson fastball, fucking 101 miles an hour, 102 on a good day. That's cracking ribs.
And he's at the left, so it's probably coming into your chest. Oh,
Troy, what's going on with your house, dude? You got lights coming on and off. Your internet's cracking. You got some weird strobe going on.
I think somebody texted me, and I've got that assistant.
We need to get Troy a win in one of these so he can pay his
That's what we'll
freaking
do.
wireless
One of these
bill.
things he wins and he does, and we pitch in and get him a better Zoom thing.
Right, hit by Randy Johnson with a pitch. Fuck.
You're just gonna turn you just gotta take it, turn into it and take it.
I'd do it for 1,000 because I could say I got hit by a Randy Johnson pitch. That's worth it.
I mean, there is something to be said about that.
Cisco, do you know if Cisco grabbed both? Yeah. I grabbed Rose. Do you know if you grabbed regular both?
Hey guys, can you hold on 1 nanosecond? Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Troy, what about you for fastball from Randy Johnson?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the same thing as Tyson. Give me 50 grand. I'm not trying to walk away with that bruise for the next month.
Yeah. All right, here's the next question, and now let's take your work out of the picture because obviously this one you couldn't do with work. How much to wear 2 arm casts for a month?
2 arm casts.
Oh god, it sounds kind of fun. Initially, it kind of sounds fun for a second, but dude, day 26, I'm fucking suicidal.
Yeah.
1 month. If you could make it to day 26, you just push through it.
Oh man.
Obviously, job's not in play here. It's just how much would it take to get you to do it?
Man.
If you have a girlfriend, it'd be a lot easier, obviously.
This is true.
I don't think Sean's helping me out. Fucking.
No, Sean's not holding your pee-pee while you pee-pee.
No, it's holding.
Dude, there's so many things that would just suck to high heaven. Like a cheap whore. It would be the worst.
I would literally just, if I did it, I would just stay in and just stay in the whole time.
Yeah.
What else? Dude, that would be
Oh, yeah,
horrible.
you can't do nothing. How much, is there an amount?
I'm going 10K. And what I've learned from all this is that I'll pretty much do any job for $100,000 a year, apparently.
Yeah, there's definitely that. That's tough. If work wasn't involved and it was just a non-issue, that would suck so much. I would have to go significantly higher. I would say 25K. That's just ridiculous. A month? Hell no.
Roy makes more money than I think both of us, so it's a different factor. You can't have rich people on here, Josh.
I know. That's the difference. But I honestly believe that if I had 10K that you guys would both maybe do that. But it's not the job thing. That's the hard part.
No.
All right. Here's the next one. How much to lick a window, the outside of a window in Pacific Beach of a bar?
Of a bar?
Of a bar.
Ground floor?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's like
A shot?
it's like licking the tip of a homeless man's
A
hoo-ha.
shot? I think we got it.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Any business window? Just lick the window.
Just lick the window. A foot of it, just outside where Miller's Field was.
I think I saw somebody piss on our window every day and night.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm a little taller than you, Zach, so I'm going for the height.
yeah.
You don't have to lick the same spot.
I would.
Yeah. About to lick the same spot right after Troy.
Who goes first?
I would say I'd do it for Hundy.
A honey?
Yeah, it's fucking licking a window. It's no big deal.
I'm going to G, dude. I'm way classier than you.
I love it. Troy.
You're catching people in the COVID era, man. It's just people are.
Troy has won every time. Or is he winning?
I win.
I don't know if he wins.
No, for me winning this, I feel like I've lost.
Okay, I got 4 more. The next one is how much to go skydiving?
The skydiving?
Yeah.
Pay the skydiving.
Okay. How about you, Zach?
Yeah, I paid to skydive. Yeah, skydove,
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best.
So both of you guys would go skydiving. How about this? How much to go skydiving if there's 4 chutes and only 3 of them are packed and you randomly grab one?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, that's a much better question. That's
I know.
still 20%. This is well, actually, it's less than 25% if you're the second chooser. So,
No. This would be independent. You have a 25% of your chute not opening up.
0. There's no amount. Like, how fucking suicidal are your fucking...
I don't know, man. I think there's an amount.
It is 2020. No, there's no way.
yeah, that one I'm kind of risk averse. Or I would say, yeah, that's 100K right there.
100K, dude.
You risk your life for 100K? Troy, I'm worried about you.
Dude, I'm about ready to jump off a bridge after today. So I just want to win. If I get a chance, it's 75% chance to walk away with 100,000. You know what? I have a better day.
Troy, I'm coming over to your house after this.
Yeah, will you please go over to his house and hang out with him? I think I could do it for $1 million.
For $1 million?
Shut the fuck up. There's no way.
That's a little more realistic, but yeah.
75% chance at $1 million. I fucking think I'm taking it.
So you would take, if there was a gun with a 4-barrel chamber and 1 bullet in it.
I would do it.
Russian roulette for $1 million?
Let me
What's
tell
wrong
you
with you guys?
what else I would do. If there was a spider that was poisonous and there were 3 other that weren't and I had to eat one, I would probably do that too. No matter which way you frame it,
Well, okay.
I'm fucking doing it.
You guys are 1/4 suicidal. You realize that?
Basically, I'm completely okay with that being where I'm logged.
I don't see it as suicidal. I see it as lucky.
I have to earn $2 million so you guys don't do some stupid shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a Tyson punch so you guys don't kill yourselves.
It seems like Jack wants us both to kill ourselves.
I guess so. Damn. All right, next one. Tattoos for Troy. Do you have any tattoos?
Yeah, the one I lost on the bet to Eddie.
Oh, tell that story.
Yeah, tell that story.
As it went, Chargers had played the Raiders and had beaten them 13 times in a row. And for that next season, at the beginning of the season, Eddie and I decided we were going to make a bet that the loser was going to have to put a jersey of the winning team on every Sunday for the remaining portion of the year. The Chargers and the Raiders at that point played the first game and the 9th game of the season. The Chargers swept, at that point it was 11. So they swept the Raiders that year and got to 13 wins in a row. Eddie, I scheduled every Sunday for the remaining portion of the season wearing my LaDainian Tomlinson jersey. At the end of the season, we're over at Firehouse drinking, saying stupid shit. And I'm like, all right, let's make the bet again, but let's up the ante. And the loser has to put the winner's team's insignia. And at the time I was thinking of it, I was just thinking the outline of the bolt or the shield, dime size in your armpit. That next year I lost.
Oh my God. So you made a bet and you have a Raider tattoo for life now.
For life.
That's hilarious. Okay, so obviously these how muches won't be that big of a deal to you since we know your bet how you did. How much to get a tramp stamp?
What kind? Like dolphins or like some
Your choice.
badass?
Your choice.
Do I have to pay for the tattoo?
No.
Jeez. My choice though?
Your choice. Tramp stamp.
Free tattoo in the middle of your in the base of your back is what you're saying.
A tramp. You know what a tramp stamp is? Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying it loud, motherfucker.
How much?
I'd do it for $1,000.
You do it for $1,000, and Zach would do it for $500. Dude, we're gonna raise $500.
Well, Zach's full of tattoos. This is the only tattoo I have.
Another thing is Zach is full of terrible tattoos too, so it's not that big of a deal. All right. Now, how much for a neck tattoo? Let me finish. A neck tattoo of Katy Perry.
Full body or just face?
Just her face.
Just her face? I mean,
Katy Perry's pretty.
What do you got?
Yeah, that's a long. Oof. How big?
yeah, how big?
It's like this big.
The size of an orange.
The size of her face.
I gotta get her face on my face.
Yeah, you gotta get her face on your neck.
Yours?
I'm going.
That one, I'm not as keen to.
Oh, you're not as excited about that one?
And not so much. I would say that would probably go up in that 10 grand.
$10 million?
Yeah.
That's bullshit. If I offered you $1 million, you would do it.
No.
Yeah, you would.
You said Lady Gaga. We're in business.
How about you, Troy?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting up to that age in life where it don't matter. It don't matter. So
It doesn't matter. 10 grand.
let's say more like 25, and I'll say fuck it. Size of a
25K.
size of a lime.
So I do a GoFundMe. We raise 25K. You get a Katy.
Wait, you might have to do this, dude.
There's no way. No.
I mean, I can't wait until this podcast, if it makes it just huge one
Yeah,
day,
these are not honest answers.
and look at all the videos and just make everybody do these things. Troy's getting a Katy Perry neck tattoo for 25 grand.
I guess maybe I should have rethought that one through, right?
Too late. Final answer.
Yeah, that's.
All right. I got 2 more questions and then we got to wrap it up. How much to cup your dad's balls for 1 hour?
Huh?
These were. Josh has told this so many times that he says it casually.
Yeah.
But this is one that we used to ask people when we lived together. That we fucking always died laughing. This was a would you rather.
It was a would you rather. The joke was, would you rather go 3 months with no arms or cup your dad's balls for 1 hour?
Yeah.
And now it's just turned into how much would you do that for?
My dad's got a nice package from what I remember.
I mean, your dad would probably be in on it, Zach. He'd probably help you make the money.
Yeah, he wouldn't care. My dad used to, we used to have a hot tub, and my dad gave 0 fucks, and I'd have friends over, and he would just
Full naked?
walk nude from the kitchen, down the stairs and the outside, take his jacuzzi, drink his fucking beers.
Oh, dads don't give a
My
shit.
my friends are like, dude, your dad's naked. I'm like, take it with him, man.
Like, it just seems such like a difficult thing to even think about, having just to sit there with your dad's balls. Like, what, are you talking to him at that point? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's up to you whether you want to talk to him while you're doing it.
Yeah.
That's
Zach says I'll do it for $10 more than that.
well, you're doing it. You're holding my dad's nuts for $10,000 and
That's
$10.
the good thing, is it gets to be your own dad if you want.
I mean, it's your own dad.
That's like one of those things too, where like you agree to it and you're like, whatever, it's a fucking pair of dick and testicles that I came out of, and then it's fine, and you get paid your 10 grand, and then it just haunts you for
The rest of your walking existence. Yeah, no.
The part that makes me laugh is thinking you would do it for 10 grand and raising it, and then having to go to your dad and asking him if you could do it for 10 grand.
Yeah, well, I'd tell my dad, I'd be like, we're gonna go do something cool with this $10,000, and we're never gonna talk about it again.
No.
All right, what's your price, Zach? You say 10 grand?
Yeah.
For an
How about
hour.
Troy, how about you?
God. Well, I said anything Zach would do plus add $10, but yeah, I'm not trying to grab my dad's junk. Man.
Okay, so no price.
That one.
Answer. That's a good answer. Zach fucking doesn't have it.
I'm good with that.
All right, last question. How much to have sex with an animal?
What animal?
Yeah, I was like, any animal?
Your choice.
My choice?
Your choice animal. I can't wait to hear Zach's answer.
I mean,
Troy doesn't look like he's going to answer.
I have to do some research on animal vaginas. There's got to be some that are pretty close.
He's going for
sheep is the one, right?
Sheep? That's what you'd pick?
Well, that's supposed to be the closest to the, anyways.
Tell
Yeah,
us
I
more,
don't,
Troy.
yeah.
Is there any price that you guys would do that for?
Oh man, that's a scarlet letter, man. Everyone's gonna know you fucked
Yeah,
a
you
sheep
know.
for fucking $40, you know.
Double what you were gonna offer.
There's an honest answer, and then there's the answer I'm gonna do for the internet.
Yeah, do the internet answer.
Oh man, yeah. That's the
last week, and you guys are gonna be mad you didn't say this.
I tell you what,
Now, is this sex as in penis inside or oral sex? Any kind of sex?
I mean,
I would prefer to blow a sheep.
think of the question. Sure, you could do either. Which one would you prefer?
Well, I'm just wondering, like, you can stick a finger in something, call it finger sex. I'm just wondering how technical you're getting.
First of all, no one calls it finger sex. Let's make that clear.
Hey man, have you had a lot of finger sex lately?
Dude, I finger sexed this girl last night. It's
All
No, Troy, you can't finger sex the sheep.
right. Wondering if there's loopholes, man.
But I will let you go down on it since that might be the other option.
Yeah, you can also receive finger sex. If you get pawed by a sheep, do they have paws? If you get hooved, well,
Yeah. You
I
can
was
take a hand
wondering,
job from a goat.
mouth open, and you can just. Yeah, I was trying to figure out if there was some kind of a.
All right,
Wait.
guys, what's the price? Any price?
I would bang a sheep.
What? 500? 5,000?
5 mil.
5 million. Okay.
I'd bang a sheep for $1 million, but I would do it sensually, and I would take that sheep under my wing and give it the nicest life it ever did have.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet.
Thank
So
you.
the guy last week said he would do it for $2,000, and I was like, wow. But then he goes, a mermaid would be his animal. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch.
You can't go mythological. That's fucking horse shit.
He did it. But that's all I got, guys. I appreciate your time, man. That was a lot of fun. I can't wait to raise this money so you guys have to do this dumb shit.
Yeah, for sure. Congratulations on your new podcast, Josh.
Thank you, buddy. Thank
What's
you.
up?
Remember, if you like this episode, subscribe to my YouTube, like it, comment, rate it on Apple. Do me a favor. Do all these things. They all help. All right? Give me a good rating, even if you don't like it. Thanks.